Hello, it's that Draculax time again. This time, pretty much why I started this, to get to the good-ass Castlevania games. So here today we have Aria of Sorrow, arguably one of the best Castlevania games. Kind of tied between this and Symphony of the Night. Just really good all around. Kind of weird story-wise for the Vanias. Mainly in that they tried to actually have more of a complex story.
I don't know, I think 2's story is pretty complex.
Can you give me 2's story?
Well, it's a horrible night to have a curse. And you have to grind for a whole bunch of stuff.
Accurate. But yes, Aria has a very interesting story. I mean, everything from Symphony on is an Ecovania. But Symphony's story is pretty straightforward. And, what was I saying? Symphony is pretty straightforward, and Circle and Harmony of Dissonance? Well, because there's Harmony of Dissonance, and then there's Harmony of Despair.
You can just throw several words together at the end.
Well, yes, you can, but usually the words are actually fucking different, but there's 2 games that actually start with Harmony. And they're both Harmony of word that starts with D.
Lament of Blood.
There is Lament of Innocence.
Well, fine.
Oh, I didn't have to sit through that intro. I didn't know that I also played at the beginning. So yeah, this one being quite different from all the rest. Alright, Despair was the multiplayer one. Takes place in the near future. I like how, yeah, we haven't even gotten to the year of Aria yet. Harmony of Dissonance task runs are a fucking thing to watch. They're amazing. It's a lot of wall zipping.
Ennui of Midnight.
Yo, Soma's jacket is like... It looks like a really good jacket. Like, it looks like a jacket that could really keep you warm.
I'm imagining it's one of those big puffy jackets.
Yeah, I actually have a jacket kind of like that.
Yeah?
Just one that has
jackets?
just one that has furred collar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, those are real good. But yeah, look at this fucking collar he has on his jacket. So yes, you find yourself whisked away while you're going to a temple to meet your friend. And then this guy shows up, who definitely isn't a reoccurring Castlevania character. Nope, no siree. You know, if I started up this series again, I would have started with like Order of Ecclesia and worked backwards and then worked forwards with the 2D ones until I just like 2 trains leaving a station hit Symphony of the Night at the same time. But
I don't know,
yeah,
you could just do the timeline.
Oh boy, I could, but then I'd have to start with 3, and Castlevania 3 is not a good game. Anyway.
Yeah, but then you have to split off when like young Alucard dies or young Alucard succeeds, or
Yeah. Speaking of which, here's a very nice man named Genya Ricardo. Yep. Not even trying to cover that up, Al. Just.
His name was Coach Ferratu.
Oh god, what is that from? That's actually from something, right?
That's from Rick and Morty, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe vampires are just really, really bad at hiding their names. I mean, if you think of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angelus was the evil vampire and Angel was the nice one.
Why are you here? Man, I don't know. I was walking to a shrine and... Oh, okay, we're just not... I've forgotten a lot of how this story plays out, and he's just like, hey, this is Dracula's castle. We're in the solar eclipse.
Looks to be a lot more marbly than Dracula's castle should be.
Yeah, his that should be more of, like, barely held together stone. Them castles that are just, like, the only reason it doesn't collapse is because the stones are so heavy that they just support each other.
Well, it's just like white shiny stone doesn't really say evil to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was Vlad's castle first. Remember that. Also, I very much like that in order to sort of drill the, yo, this is actually Alucard thing a bit further in. The first thing he does is the Soul Steal.
So why are we following Soma?
Well, it may not seem like he's important at first, and then he sort of absorbed the soul of a monster. That's weird.
Is it like the soul of, I don't know, Slimer?
More of, the soul of Mr. Bones.
So the guy who is very pale white is a skeleton man.
I have no comeback for that. You have run me dry of my creativity. You have bested me this day, sir.
So I'm gonna say something. I think this game may be an anime.
Oh, this game is extremely anime. It's not its sequel, Dawn of Sorrow, which goes full anime. Like, it's very interesting. If you, like, line up the Igavanias in a line, from Symphony to Circle to Harmony to this to Dawn to Portrait of Ruin, it is just like, it's like an Animorphs painting of going from, like, a very European style to a very anime style.
So why do they use Western vampires?
I don't know. Western vampires are cool.
I mean,
Also,
they have the Chinese ones who hop around and have the weird hats.
yeah, but those are Chinese. I don't think Japan has they have, like, things that sort of act like vampires. They sort of leech life and what have you.
Yeah, like those fox things, right?
One moment. No, this is just sort of playful spirits, if I remember right. I'm thinking more of, like, the ice ladies that will actually steal your warmth until you freeze to death. That kind of thing. Like, they have it, but they don't really have, like, specifically vampires. So anyway. This,
Yes, Jiangxi.
Jiangxi, yeah. They actually, I love Jiangxi. I love their design so much. It's such a goofy, like, they're partially rigor mortis, therefore they can't move. They can only jump.
On the Genius, they had a game where they had 5 different monsters, and the 5 monsters were vampires, mummies, zombies, Jiangxi, and Camino or something like, I don't know, werewolf type things. I don't know what they really are. But I'm like, those wouldn't be the 5 monsters I would choose. Because they have 2 types of vampires there.
Jiangshi, my understanding. Also, welcome to fucking Cryptid Doc. It's gonna be that for a while. Then again, the source material. Jiangshi are like weird. They feed off chi or something. Like they're weird. They're not exactly vampires, but they're the closest thing to vampires. So obviously this is your Symphony of Night system of like your main character can equip a bunch of different weapons, armor, accessories. The thing that separates Aria from the other games is the soul system. Sorry, I'm getting used to the controls.
So he's a Mega Man.
Kind of. He kills enemies, and there is a random chance that they will drop a skill. There are 3 types of abilities. There's the command ability, which is like you use it. They're called bullet souls. They're just like you use up some mana to do a thing. There's the activation, which is like you toggle it on and off. And then there's just passive ones. And like we have 2 already. God.
The winged skeleton and merman.
Yeah, I keep expecting this to be a 4-button game, and I keep remembering it's a 2-button game. So if you do your normal sub-weapon thing, you do your bolt soul, and the skeleton is you throw a spear. The merman is you do the little like water gun thing. I'm gonna be trying to switch out as many souls as possible. Pretty much like if I get a new soul, I'll probably switch to it pretty immediately. For the bullet ones at least, maybe the passives, or not the passives, the actives. Though there is one active that you pretty much need to have on a lot of the time. There are very movement-based ones.
So what is he hitting them with?
I have a short sword right now.
How does random dude who passed out on the way to the temple have a short sword?
He took kendo. Oh, I found. How do I have it? No, I found the short sword in the castle. He had a knife, which is fair. I'm quickly learning that the water gun may not be as good as I thought it was.
That's because you only have the Super Soaker 30.
This is the first boss. The Creaking Skeleton is very simple as far as bosses go. It has a single attack, which is it has a very large wind-up and then tries to slam the ground.
So this is what happens if you have something that's too big for its bone structure and then it just collapses on the ground, right? That's why you don't see giant spiders?
Exactly. Like, that doesn't work. So what happens when you try and make a very large man and he turns out to not fit. Now it's a shame because if you're real lucky, he drops his soul in that fight. Jesus Christ.
And when you equip his soul, you lose your legs and have to drag yourself along the floor.
No, instead you actually just get his giant hand coming out the back of you.
Oh. Okay.
And then you press another button and or like whenever you attack, it swings. It's real goofy looking, but it's really awesome. Early on. You can get it later. He becomes like a normal enemy, and you can farm for it. Because again, everything is a random drop.
How much singing is in this game?
Singing?
Yeah, it's an aria, right?
It's a good point. I think a little bit. Death may have a good duet near the end.
If they ever make a Castlevania movie, I want it to be a musical.
They're making a TV series. It's gritty and real and modern. It's on Netflix. Oh, Jesus
Detective
Christ.
Jack Belmont.
Hello. I might need to turn you up a tiny bit. Yeah, it should be good.
Netflix is taking a lot of risks. It's fine because I enjoy a lot of their stuff.
Netflix, sometimes you get stuff like Voltron. Sometimes you get the new Mega Man or a Castlevania that's gritty and new.
Wait, they're doing a Mega Man game too?
Cop on the Edge.
They're doing that new Mega Man where he goes to school. I think
And
Netflix
fight
is doing
crime and stop the Dracula, who is also the mayor.
that. All right, see
Damn it, Belmont! You destroyed a full city block.
now you're just selling me on it.
Because it's good.
Yeah, that's right.
This is the flying armor. This is the passive soul that we'll pretty much always have on constantly.
It was called here by voters who wish to receive tax cut.
The whole fucking symphony thing, but it's about being elected into office.
Yeah, Aria Sorry was Symphony of the Night. It should be a musical. Wasn't there already a cop show that was a musical, though? Cop Rock or something like that?
Not that I'm familiar with, but that also sounds like it could be pretty alright. Did I get a new Bolt Soul? I did, I got Bat. That's actually not bad if you can get close. All these Bolt Souls that I never use because of their shit. God. Blue Bloods, but it's about Dracula. You just have the whole Belmont family eating dinner at the end of each episode talking about the case today.
And the dinner would consist of the people that they arrested.
The dinner's just a pot roast every night.
Oh yeah, found this on a wall somewhere.
Just every night, traditional Belmont wall roast.
I don't know, I think it would be like one of those shows that has two distinct different plot lines going on at all times, and you keep thinking that the Dracula side and the Belmont side will interact at some point, but they never do.
I mean, that's it. Like, one of the main characters is Simon Belmont, and the other one is Alucard.
Do you think Alucard was insufferable as a teenager?
Well, it's funny you should say that because there is documented evidence from the Captain N cartoon of Alucard as a kid. Captain N. What a treasure.
Yeah, I have not seen that since it was first on TV.
It's not good.
I wouldn't imagine it was.
They made Simon Belmont a narcissist, and Alucard is a skater punk. That says cool dude and batical.
So what's bad about it?
Nothing. It's perfect in every
What's
way.
more, we describe good things.
So he's being attacked by a sword, and what he does is he hides beneath the sword that he is getting attacked with.
Look. Don't by association make fun of my gameplay. Yeah, batical. As in radical, but with the word bat on the front. Because he's a vampire, you see.
Yeah, he's not supposed to be the bad guy, right?
No, Alucard is never the bad guy. It's his entire thing.
So he's rebelling against his parents.
Yup. Did I go the wrong way? Yeah, I think I need to go down.
Alucard, you're going to terrorize this countryside. No, I'm going to a soup kitchen.
Alan, a little concerned that you don't despise all humans.
Loon, did this one have the whole powering up souls by getting multiple copies?
Nope.
Okay, it's only in the sequel. I keep forgetting that my
This
bold
one
soul.
has that your overall. There's one soul that scales based on your overall soul count, and that's it.
Dracula tries to get him to drink his blood at dinner. He flips him off. Actually, no, he doesn't flip him off. He does a cross with his fingers towards Dracula. Walks to the fridge, grabs a can of holy water, downs it.
I just really enjoy the concept that flipping off, like the vampire version of flipping off is just making a cross.
Yeah, with your fingers.
Yeah.
Which, if, you know, Dracula was Jewish, would be very difficult.
Oh hell yeah, the combat knife. Does this have the really good thing that it has in... That's a very strong weapon. No, it's not. In Symphony, the combat knife is really stupid because it has about like 4 frames of animation. And if you just, it's literally how fast can you tap the button.
Unfortunately, Selma is from the modern world. He is not spec from Elite 5.
Oh, it's a shame. If only we had a gun.
If only.
And yet Soma carries a knife with him. That's the oddest thing.
He's just an ordinary teen. Power to command souls.
Only I could get the laser gun. I think that's hard mode only. Yeah, this game's pretty alright. It gives you a lot of like weird movement options with the backstep and the hover move.
So, why is there Guts Man inside Dracula's castle?
There was a crossover between Capcom and Konami, obviously.
Captain N.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. We have made the connection. Yeah, because this was around, you know, way back when for Mega Man 7. Konami gave Capcom the right to use Dracula, Shade Man.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now, one thing that concerns me, this is a little while back.
Konami,
Why?
original character Dracula.
Yeah. Why does Dracula have statues of the Virgin Mary in his house?
Why not?
He respects fine art, that's why.
Fair enough.
Part of the culture. The history.
Virgin Mary doesn't kill him, just crosses.
Who do you think had this castle before Dracula? Maybe that's why it has all this stuff that doesn't make sense in it.
Was this castle?
It makes perfect sense. Dracula is part of the natural order of things.
Ooh, the money is dollars in this game.
Of course, he came from Europe. Here's Graham.
Graham Jones!
Your normal, everyday missionary in the Castle
Ordinary
Dracula.
human Graham Jones.
Soma, we've already explained to you, you're in the eclipse.
We're inside the moon.
You're in the concept of darkness.
Wait, this is Space Dracula?
It is sort of Space Dracula, yes.
Oh,
The
okay.
void.
Do you think Soma bleaches his hair?
Maybe he just got, like, one day when he was a kid, somebody told him a really scary story.
Oh yeah, there's a Crash Test Dummy song about that.
Dracula's castle just has very intense lighting.
I'm just saying because his eyebrows are very dark. Maybe just colors those.
Right, because if your eyebrows were also white, that would be weird.
You'd look like Chiquita Dave.
Jesus. I had stomach pains the rest of the night last night. From fucking Chiquita Dave and
The boy mayor of Second Life.
the boy mayor of Second Life. We've been watching Monster Factory on the side. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, and Toucan Dan.
Toucan Dan. There were so many, like, right in a row. Dracula died in 1999.
So, wait, how long does it have to be between resurrections? Wasn't it like 100 years?
Yes, but he was actually killed in
Ah.
1999.
Not banished, not sealed. Not put back to sleep. Not partially reassembled and then just kind of stared at.
Oh, has there been a Dracula game, a Castlevania game where he's been put back together as a cyborg? Kind of like Cyborg Superman?
If only we would get the 1999 game, and then, yes, Cyborg Dracula, make it real.
Maybe that'll be the TV series.
Man,
So not only is it a gritty cop show, but he's facing off against a cyborg crime boss Dracula?
Cyborg Mayor Vlad Dracul.
Right.
it's just a robot suit piloted by a bat.
And then after the season 2 finale, he digitizes himself and attacks through the internet.
Normal missionary, Graham Jones, knows all about the legend of the second coming of Dracula.
Nosferatu 2.0.
All right here in the Cyber Gospel.
Go into the chapel and I'm going to stab flying things.
Are you writing the verses for the musical?
Yeah. Actually, they just kind of write themselves.
Large bone. Well, down I go, I guess. I think I actually want to head down. Now that I think about it. I believe that is progression. Comma, you know I can see the chat.
Yeah, I know.
It was a good joke, comma. I enjoyed Nosferatu 2.0. I'm gonna split video real quick.